Hi, I'm Naren Kusnur. I'm a music journalist from Mumbai. I've come here and I'm spending some wonderful time here at Synergy Audio Productions in Gurgaon with Rohan Solomon. And lovely, I've just checked out the place. It's absolutely fabulous. Rohan, before we talk about the studio, a bit about yourself. I've heard your album and I loved it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a musician, songwriter at heart. And, I'm somebody that grew up in this music scene back in the early 2000s. And, that is very, very dear to my heart, very near to my heart. And I think I was just actually kind of inspired by the necessity of we never had a space like this, growing up. And there was never any kind of, uh, stress given to the flavor of audio and to create a vibe that just like feels like home. And, so I just wanted to create something like that for the next generation of musicians that are coming in and having to get to use all of my experience and to be able to do that and give back to the next generation is kind of why I started this space. But everything I do, every move I make is musically at least is definitely governed by the whole singer songwriter side of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when did you launch this? And before that, you had another studio.
Well, yes. Well, actually, Synergy Audio Productions I actually started in the US. Um, with a friend of mine, Jeet, and he's still running like a wing of it over there. Although, I mean, they're sort of separate entities, but we work together as a team also internationally whenever we need to. But we work individually whenever we need to. But it's something. It was a concept that we had. To have a team together that is sort of working together. Synergy Audio Production was never just like one person. We had a team together, and we wanted to be able to divide each other's roles and sort of focus on different things. And that's basically sort of what we've been carrying forward over here. So over here also, it's not just one person; it's an entire team. Um, we have a team of audio engineers. We have a somebody that is an electrical engineer that takes care of all the repairs and maintenance and testing of all the equipment, cables, mics, preamps, and things like that. We have somebody who does all the videos and photographs and designs and does all of our social media stuff. And of course, we have the studio manager that like basically handles all the bookings and basically takes care of everything outside of the rooms while I'm taking care of everything inside of the rooms. Yeah, so it's just we all work in perfect synergy. And I mean, whenever there's a light day or something, we always are brainstorming as to how we can make this a better place and what are some innovative things we can do. Or we might just take a light day, play some pool, or have some coffee or whatever. But there is a family slash friendship sort of an environment that we have over here. It's not a very corporate environment, and I just feel what I've been told by every single musician that's come over here. It's more than the equipment and more than all the fancy stuff that people see. Everyone has mentioned that they love the vibe. I mean, even if we look at the wall, there are a few, love the vibe, great place, everyone feels welcome. They feel safe over here.
Okay. Could you narrate some anecdotes with specific musicians?
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, I've actually become friends with some of the musicians that I worked with. I mean, like Ashish Zakara is one of those people that, he's also a very great songwriter, a great producer, audio engineer in his own right. And just the way we work together, it just became such a great environment, and we ended up, just becoming close friends. And I mean, I've just developed so many friendships over, with Hitesh, with Raghav, Soham, like all these people that come here and work over here because it's such a, like I said, because at the end of the day, I'm a musician, and the way we communicate, it's not really like, I'm your engineer, talk to me like the way you need to know. We're just chilling, and I'll always, I'll of course read the room and give some suggestions if I need to. It's not, they don't feel like they've entered into a corporate environment.
Being a singer songwriter yourself, do you also give them a lot of feedback कि ऐसा होना चाहिए, or this would sound better, or do you leave?
No, no. I mean, see, because everyone's song is subjective. I want to maintain that boundary. I want to maintain, let them write the way that they want to. Let them. I mean, unless they ask me specifically, I stay out of the songwriting side of it. But I mean, if we're in there and they're figuring out some guitar parts, and if I feel like they're not quite getting there, then I might give a suggestion or something like that, or like backing vocals or something, percussions or something like that. But nothing that's going to really determine the core structure of the song and the core writing of the song. No, yeah.
You were telling me when we were chatting earlier that about asking then the story behind the song.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, yeah.
Very interesting.
Well, especially if I'm the one who's engineering the session, then I think of it like Disneyland. I kind of think of it like, oh, that like this whole space is my canvas, and I can use whatever I want, right? So I love to find out. I mean, if the story per se is super personal, like I'm not going to get into that, but I would understand a vibe. Okay, like is it sad? Is it, is it happy? Is this song a breakup song? Is this song something about a new love? Like what's the theme? Most of the time they just tell me the story, right? And then I'm like, okay. You know what guitar will sound good for this? You know what mic will sound good for that? And then I start to fill up my blank canvas. And so my blank canvas is, we should use a Gibson, a 335 here, and that should be going through the orange amp or the Ruby, or it should go through an API preamp, or it should go through a Neve 1073. Let's use a compressor for this. Let's try the 1176 or whatever. Then I start to fill my canvas with the signal chain of everything we're going to use. This guy's voice or this girl's voice sounds like this. What would be a great mic for that would be maybe the M149 or maybe the U87 or the U67, or, let's try this preamp because I want a vintage sound. Let's use the Chandler, whatever it is. So then I start, but I use the story as like the core behind those decisions. And, most of the times I'm not mixing these records. I'm mainly just recording them. And most of the time, but I'm in touch with the mix engineers, right? And most of the time the mix engineer just goes like, you know what, man, we didn't really need to do much, because I do believe in recording to tape, so I'm not afraid to use EQ. I'm not afraid to use compression. I'm not afraid to try maybe two different mics and give them options. Because musicians are also educated, and they also know their own stuff. So if they come up with a suggestion for a microphone, I'll say, yeah, sure, let's try it. But you know what? I have another suggestion. So you know what? Let's just place one mic like this, one like this, and you just have to sing once. But we'll capture it through both the mics, right? So you just give them options. Lots of times, what ends up happening is they'll end up using one mic for the verse, the other for the chorus. So like they have they have options. It's not costed me anything extra. It's not costed them anything extra. So why not give them options? Yeah.
Okay. Could you tell me how you built up the gear, the equipment?
Well, I had experience with using a lot of the stuff in New York when I worked at Engine Room, and so I got comfortable with certain things. And then when I moved back, I was using plugins to mix and produce and do a lot of those things. So I only got the analog equipment of stuff that I had either used in New York or I was very comfortable using in the plugin format. And I said, if I'm going to invest money in something, I want to get something that I know how to use very, very well. So But that was my criteria for the equipment, and also I wanted this place to be designed just beautifully and professionally. So I collaborated with Monroe Acoustics. They're an international company with an office in Bombay. It's headed by Kapil Thirwani, and they have been doing studios all over the world. In fact, the studio that he worked on right before he started work on mine was Abbey Road. They did a new room at Abbey Road Studio. So I mean, like that's the kind of level that we're dealing with, right? So I just wanted that level. I didn't want anything less than that. So yeah, it was a pleasure to work with Monroe
Okay.
on this. Yeah.
You're wearing a nice Star Wars t-shirt. You were also telling me something about Star Wars.
Well, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. The studio is Star Wars themed.
Yes.
Like we have the Falcon, which is named after the Millennium Falcon, which is Han Solo's ship, and then we have the Phoenix, which is named after the Phoenix Squadron, which is a squadron of spaceships. Yeah, so. But of course, it's not overtly Star Wars. Like you should still feel like a studio.
Yeah.
But so just these tiny little Easter eggs. I'd say. But yeah, I'm definitely a huge Star Wars fan.
Could you tell me some of the artists who have recorded here?
Yeah, King has recorded here. Prabdeep, Karma, Side Maut, Ashish Zachariah, Sukova, Aram, which is Hitesh, Vicky Madan, and his two sons, Antariksh, Savneet Singh, that's a T series artist. He comes all the way from Ludhiana. So, and he'll come for a few days and then he records. Chazen has come here. Aditi Raj, beautiful singer. Lot of Raghav Miatal, Soham Malik. Lot of artists actually from Raghav's label also kind of they come and they work out here.
First Wave.
Yeah,
First Wave.
First Wave, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, Addy Paul, Raga. I mean, I'm just reading. Aman Sagar, Digvijay. Digvijay did a song from Coke Studio.
Okay.
The drums were recorded here. Joshua Grant was playing the drums. Yeah. Actually, he came through Josh, as Josh is a very old friend of mine. He played on my solo album, the first one, Lead the Way. So, yeah.
Okay.
It would be great if you could tell me that, like just your story of and your experience with studios, and if you feel that there's any suggestions for this part. I mean, I would love to pick your brain.
I don't have any suggestions as such, but it's fabulous out here. I've seen the technology evolve and stuff like that. So I mean, this is something that's common.
Yeah, like we're using a very hybrid
Yeah.
space. We're recording more through the analog equipment. We mix in the box, but our mix bus is also analog, so it's a lot of hybrid. Or sometimes we mix completely in the box. There are no rules. There's no analog is better than digital or digital is better than analog. They are both different, and we as a studio just want to have the options to present to everyone that wants to come and work from here.
Yeah. So what are the different rooms that you?
So we have two control rooms, which is the Falcon and the Phoenix. So that's where the producer and the engineer sits. Then we have a live room, which is like a small kind of hall kind of a thing, and where we have the instruments, the musicians are over there, the drums, acoustic piano.
Piano, which
Yes, we are currently the only space that that does live piano recordings and acoustic guitars. It sounds good. Plus, we have these movable gobos that we can place as we want. In case we want the room to sound a little tighter around the mic, we can put some gobos. And also, actually, gobos allow us, in case there's a band that all wants to record together, the three vocalists that want to record together, all in the same room, we can just place gobos around them, and they'll get the needed separation from each other, and just for the mix engineer's benefit. So yeah, it's a very flexible space. Then we have the Phoenix, which is more of a production room, and next to that is a vocal booth, which is super dead. room, which we can use for things like audiobooks and voiceovers, ADR, that type of stuff. It can also be used for singing. Why not? In fact, a lot of times we use it to mic up the guitar amplifier, and we'll send the signal from here to the guitarist is going to be here, but the amplifier is there. So we send the signal through, the help of the DI, patch bay, and a reamp box going into there, and then we'll place microphones in front of it, and we'll receive the signal back. But it's instant. There's no latency. Like as soon as the guitarist plays, we'll hear it through the speaker. So it's seamless, right? So yeah, so we'll sort of use it. So those are the 4 functional rooms that we have, and of course, all the rooms are very well connected, interconnected through wiring under the floorboard, and also through the bird dog camera systems. Everyone can see each other. It's a very, very flexible system, and like the interconnectivity to the point, if you're sitting in one room and you want to use the equipment in another room, that's totally possible. Yeah, that's also totally possible. Yeah, of course, then we have the common areas. Like this is the chill spot. This is every morning we'll sit here, have our morning coffee, and brainstorm a little bit, play pool.
You're lucky I'm not addicted to pool. Otherwise, I have a lot of friends. First thing they do is that.
Most people they do that. So like artists like King, Karma, like a lot of these hip hop artists, right? They usually come with an entourage of people because that's how they roll. That's how that's what they're comfortable with. And obviously, if the artist is the one working, after a while their entourage is going to get a little bored. So there's stuff for them to do here. Play pool, play PlayStation, whatever. Yeah. Also, like things like working with like an ad agency, you're working on corporate stuff like ad jingles and things like that. The ad agency usually sends somebody to the studio, and who hates being in the room because he has nothing to do with the music part of it, but he just has to supervise it. So it's good for them also. They have something to do here.
You do a lot of jingles also besides.
Well, we're getting into it. Yeah.
Any other formats?
Like actually, yeah. So we're actually doing a lot of film stuff also. We've started to do some audio descriptions. A lot of the Netflix stuff we're doing. So we're completely designed according to Netflix certification. Our server room and everything is designed according to Netflix certification, so that they feel safe as far as the security of the data. Like that's what they care about mainly. Like the hard drive and everything. It should all be encrypted. So yeah, we do and then we'll also do like mixing in 5.1 or 7.1 whatever Atmos. Yeah.
Personally, how do you create a balance between your songwriting and singing and recording and the studio?
Well, currently I'm actually dedicating more focus here, and call it taking a slight break from the songwriting, because I'm just I'm having a lot of fun working on other people's songs right now. But I am writing like low key. Little bit. I am writing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine, I guess that's good. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful
Yeah,
show.
thank you for making the trip and coming
Yeah,
all the
it's
way
like
here.
fabulous, and I really enjoyed the tour.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Yeah.
So we'll of course be in touch, and
Of course. Yeah.
yeah. So thanks, and thanks Malvika, and thanks
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. So, thank you so much, sir.